Tell us a bit about your professional background and experience to date.
Okay, so I started in British Gas. I started in there as a sort of customer accounts clerk, so that meant I was answering the phone, I was looking at bills, I was helping them get meter readings, deal with crossed meters and all sorts of queries. And from that side, I really learned to understand to listen well to customers, understand what they needed, and find out how to help them and retain them as a customer. And I think that's kind of followed through in a vein all the way through the choices I've made in terms of work going forward. In terms of you come in there and you're an ambassador for the client, you come in and work out what the solution is, understand what the needs are and how you work it through. So I worked through from British Gas, realised I enjoyed doing analysis work, and an opportunity came up to go and help with the opening up the electricity market for British Gas. And that was, again, sort of doing a lot of workflow analysis and logistics, and really enjoyed sort of seeing how all the bits of information hung together so that when customers came to join, that could happen in a very clear, slick manner. And it was really good to see how you responded to changes in environment. So expected to go suddenly sort of take on with customers went from 500,000 to 1 million to 2 million to 4 million customers within 2 years. And it was just a phenomenal growth plan. And you adjust your plans and you go, well, there's a new problem. How do we overcome it? A new opportunity. How do we overcome it? And to see that scalability was really exciting. Some of the best things I've enjoyed. So I did British Gas. I had 6 months at the NHS as a project manager there, liaising between the theatre nurses and the warehouse team. And really that came down to working relationships between the two of them in terms of overcoming issues they had to get the order of stock so they could run their procedures, do the operations in an efficient manner, to get that ordering process in a slick way. And a lot of it just came down to getting the two teams to sit together, work through their issues and come up with common solutions. And that's been sort of the approach I've taken through other career choices I've had. So I've enjoyed working at Specsavers, going through large transformation programs there. I was fortunate to study my accountancy qualification there as well, so I can do sort of the finance aspect, the commercial aspect, the human aspect, and just bring it all together. And that kind of brings me into C5 in terms of being able to then partner within the team here, but with clients to go, okay, so how can we help you? How can we improve what you're doing with the business? What's the business problem that we're trying to achieve here that we need to overcome, the solution we want to get to, and how can we get there in the best possible way?
Are you enjoying growing the team at C5?
Really enjoying it. It's been an absolute privilege to come here. Definitely one of my better decisions last year to come and join C5. And for us to be able to respond to customer needs and to be able to come in and go and get the feedback from clients on a regular basis to go and say, so how's it doing? How are we getting on with this? How's so-and-so getting on with you? And for their delight to come across and just express the difference that they feel because we've been able to come in and help. But it's not that we're coming in and parachuting somebody in to go, there you go, that's the solution. Everybody on the team works as part of the client team. So really, for me, I feel with C5 and BDO, we work in partnership with our clients. We have common goals, we have common objectives, and we all succeed together. So when I go on client work, I don't feel that I'm representing C5. I don't feel I'm representing C5. I am there as part of the client team to go, this is what we need to do. How do we get there? What are the solutions you've got? What ideas have you got? How do we bring this forward? Okay, let's now go and make it happen.
What attracted you to C5?
For me, it was the opportunity to come and join C5. So I'd had a couple of years of experience of C5 working alongside me as client in a previous organisation to come and do a huge transformation program. And what really impressed me about the team was they operated a team, B, they were keen to understand what my needs are, what my pressures were in the business, what barriers that this transformation program were causing me and pain points, and come up with solutions to work with me to find solutions to that. Didn't come in all suited and booted and going, we are the great I am. Here we are, we're the consultants. That's the solution, off you go. It was very much partnering with me as the client to go, well, what do you want to do? What about this? Have you thought about this? How about this? And whilst they might listen to my needs and this sort of thing, you then have it turned around very quickly in terms of, so this is what I heard. Is this what you meant? Is this what it looks like? And just to translate it into practical steps. Didn't need lots of technology, didn't need lots of bells and whistles. It was just practical steps that meant that we can make a tangible difference to the team and help them implement the solution.
What do you love most about your job?
So I love the variety of the job. I love the fact that we are able to work with clients, partner with clients, and come up with solutions that they're really engaged with. It's their ideas, it's their solutions, and we implement them for them. The variety of the job, so my job is is threefold in terms of, first and foremost, we're out there to go and work with our clients and deliver those greater outcomes. And deliver them, the outcomes are not just come in and disappear, it's come in and deliver sustainable outcomes where talking to them 3-4 months after we put a system live, the performance is really good, the solution's stable, they're really happy with what's happened and the legacy continues on there. But also then building the team here is really rewarding for me as well. And we're lucky that we can attract such great talent. Always looking for more, but it's great that we can work with such great talent here in terms of not just the transformation and change team, but also being part of the wider team here as well. So whether I can look at C5 or BDO and go, we can work together as part of, each of us are working on the projects, so we coordinate it all together, but equally if we go, okay, has anybody come across this issue before? How do we tackle it? I know I've got the confidence that I've got the comfort that I can go back into the team, whether it's in Guernsey or Jersey or further afield, and go, help me understand this. What is it we can do there? What experience have you got? How can we do this? And that gives us an edge and an angle that we can offer back into the client to go, okay, we've looked at this. We've gone out and we've sought advice. Here's some different perspectives you may wish to consider. But as always, very much in a consultative way. We're not foisting opinions on them and saying, this is what you should be doing. It's, have you thought about this? What about this? How might this work? Always much more collaborative and consultative.
What books have greatly influenced your life?
Okay, so books that I've really enjoyed. There's kind of 2 or 3 that spring to mind. Generally, I go for non-fiction. So I've enjoyed things like Hans Rosling, his book called Factfulness. So I find that it's a really good antidote to where we are currently in terms of, you look at the news, it's all depressing, we're all going downhill. Actually, he gives a really good perspective that says, no, actually, health is better. The general state of things is improving. And if it plays to a strength of mind in terms of, if you get the data, you can measure it, you can manage it, it gives you a different perspective.
Perfect.
So I like that as a non-fiction book. Then I look at something like Dom Jolly's book called The Hezbollah Hiking Club. And that's him going back through, walking through Lebanon with some friends. He grew up in Lebanon, went to school there, and just going back through and discovering all those old haunts, going back through the beautiful countryside, and just a good bit of escapism.
So is that who Dom Jolly
Dom Jolly,
is?
yeah.
Okay. Was he famous for anything else? Or?
So Dom Jolly came to fame, I'm going to say sort of in the noughties, around with a comedy series called Trigger Happy TV. So just a series of comedy sketches and so on. So it's just, he's grown up with that, so I kind of have like that connection. And then, just really enjoyed his book that he's written. If
there was one message you could get out to millions or even billions of people, what would it be?
I would say be kind to yourself on this. So one of the messages I learned in sort of formative part of my career was just very practical in terms of, it was in a training course and they were just going, when you go and you go, that person's rubbish, they've done this, they've done that. And you go, look at your hand. And they go, for every finger, one finger that you're pointing at, there are 3 pointing back at you. So just before you jump on how somebody else is doing and how you feel that they've harmed you or they're doing something wrong, just do a rain check on yourself. And at that time there, don't beat yourself up, just be kind and just go, again, there's enough news in the world that goes and just grinds you down. We need to do more in terms of building ourselves up, recognizing what we've got, and just being kind. So the other one that springs to mind is sort of the legend of the visit of President Kennedy to the Space Center, and he gets to take him through, and he gets to meet and greet all the staff, and he goes through this long line, and they're all going, "Hello, Mr. President," and he goes, "What do you do? What do you do?" And he walks through this line, and legend has it that he gets to the cleaner, and he goes to the cleaner, "Hi, how are you doing? You know, what do you do here?" And the cleaner goes, "I'm helping put a man on the moon." And it wasn't, the cleaner could have easily gone, "I'm just the cleaner here, sir. I'm just, I don't really do much. I just sweep the floors after everybody else." But he caught into that vision that went, my purpose here, without me, I know I'm an integral part of this journey to help put the first man on the moon. And I just think if you can get that kind of vision across and get people excited and get people motivated behind the bigger picture, you're halfway there.
When you aren't working, what is your hobbies?
So I like chilling out with my family, just taking some downtime. Work, we're busy enough, we're connected enough on devices, so I prefer just to leave my phone to one side on the weekend and just enjoy being outside.
What advice would you give a student about to enter the real world?
I think the best advice I could give is, it might sound cheesy, but you go, have a look at what you enjoy doing. More importantly, have a look at what you don't enjoy doing and go and have a go at it. Find jobs that go, actually, I'm good at talking to people. We'll go and have a look at doing a job in the call centre. I'm really good at analysing things. I'm good at numbers. Okay, well, think about accountancy. Just start. Go out and get some work experience. Go and have a chat with people and go, can I spend a couple of days with you? Can I spend a week with you to understand what you do? And the more practice you get, the better idea you'll get in terms of what it is that you enjoy doing, what you don't want to do, and that will then refine how you choose your career.
We at school we could go and do these tests that tell you what you should do in your career. And they told me I should do logistics.
Excellent.
Yeah, I haven't got anywhere near logistics. But to be fair, I actually think I would have enjoyed it, but I just enjoy marketing.
And there you go, and you're very much suited to it. So for me, I did those tests at school, and it said my chosen career would be a librarian.
Well, you do like books.
I do like books. I do like sort of a bit of research. I do like helping people, but the idea of at that point, for a 16-year-old, it was a librarian, dusty, quiet room, telling everybody to be quiet, as opposed to actually, how can we help you further your research? How can we help you achieve this? How can we do this?
Yeah.
It just couldn't be further from the truth.
Did you go to uni?
I did go to uni.
What did you study?
I studied French.
Oh, crazy.
So I studied French, and I guess this kind of comes into, again, whether you see it as a failure or a challenge. When I was at university, I fell ill. So I just lost all energy, couldn't work out what was going on. Went back home to recover. So I resat my first year. Got to the same point in the reset of the first year, saw the doctor again, and we diagnosed ME, myalgic encephalitis. Managed to pass my first year, went back home to rest, started the second year. Within 6 weeks, the same symptoms came back. So at that point, I packed up and went back home to go and really give it a good chance to recover.
Yeah.
I recovered enough to go and start work. The idea was I was then going to go and earn enough to go back and fund university, and I enjoyed work too much.
Oh, well, that's great though.
So I did go to university. I didn't graduate.
Yeah, but at least you got the
my career has then morphed on from there, such that I've been able to study accountancy and get a qualification that way instead through work.
Yeah, and sort of being ill now, have you managed to find a way to cope with it?
Having taken that second year to really sort of take care and recover from it and be wise and listen to my body, there's been no recurrences at all about it.
What is one of the most worthwhile investments you've ever made?
So I was made redundant a number of years ago, and I thought, great, I'm going to have loads of time to do this. If I find a new job, it'd be fine. And I guess you could also say as part of one of my failures on this is that I just took my foot off the gas, missed the point completely. I had 7 months in between jobs, okay, and we were provided for. We were very blessed in terms of redundancy payout. But those 7 months, the best investment I've ever made, because what I did then was I took my son to school in the morning. I was then able to pick him up from school, do the school run, meet the parents at the school, do all the school gate chat. and really built that relationship with him. And during the day, I was applying for jobs. I was doing it at the house and doing it. We'll come on to sort of hobbies later on, but yeah, sort of hobbies in terms of DIY and things. But it was really that investment of those 7 months have paid dividends for the last 20 years. And I would do this. I'd do it all over again in terms of just investing in, taking that time out, investing in those relationships, and just continuing to do that.